Okay, so hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Shivani CA CS Shivani Adukia. I am currently working as a business head in yarn division with the company Yashani's Overseas. They are into trading and supply of textile raw materials. I have a special interest and an experience in GST litigations, notices, and appeal. And I also serve as an independent consultant for various businesses. So I have an experience in international taxation, business finance, business strategy operations, business consultancy, all right, and international procurements, vendor management. So that's a lot of things about me. Now we have gathered all here to discuss about the topic operational audit. Now, why operational audit is because day in and day out, things are changing. Environment has become very fast paced. How can we upskill and upscale ourselves and get out of the comfort zone and prove our skill set to the to the market, and how can we stand out is what is the doorstep. It's a room, it's a world given by operational audit. So operational audit is an altogether uh, different view that helps businesses gain and gauge how can they improve themselves and be ahead to face the competitions. So how are we going to do that? We are going to see in this session. In this session, I'm also going to give you a lens wherein how can you get and shape up your career opportunities in business domain as well as in job perspective with respect to operational audits. How can you shape up your career, ascend your career, and get down to the management level where you have been actually aspiring for over the years. So this is an entry gate for every one of you to get inside with a beautiful concept that we are going to learn today, that is operational audit. So let's begin. Now it's organize intricacies. Now today we are going to learn about the intricacies of operational audit. It is striking an organizational symphony. Now why we are calling it as symphony is because when we are going to listen to when we go to listen an orchestra or a band, there are numerous instruments being performing their set of musics. They are being used upon to create the wonderful music that we like it, and then we become rhythmic over it. So this is how is the concept of operational audit with respect to the businesses, wherein each and every aspect, each and every operations of the businesses perform their part flawlessly, absolutely flawlessly, without any hindrances, and they produce the result which the organization has been actually aspiring for. All right, so now in this session, what are we going to cover? So I hope my speed is very comfortable for you all. And in case if there is any concept or is there any idea which you do not understand, or if you find my pace a little faster or slower, you can please do share me your comments. All right. So continue. Let's continue. Today in this session, we are going to discuss about. Uh, okay. So today we are going to discuss about the entire a walkthrough of the entire session will be an introduction. What is operational audit with an example? So in this session, we are going to keep it very, very practical. We are not going to keep it anything which is going to be only just the wordings and theoretical black and white. No, every aspect I'll try my best to relate it to the real world, and how can you make the best out of it and exploit the opportunities for your professional careers. All right, so yeah, moving ahead, we are going to discuss about why operational audits are conducted. I have taken it in such a view wherein the FAQs are also being covered over here. Still, if you have any questions, you can please do let me know in the comments or in the chat box. I'll be here as per the best knowledge of mine. I'll help you solve those. Okay, moving ahead, benefits and importance of operational audit. Next is key differences in the operational audit versus internal audit. Like, why do we do operational audit when we are already doing our conventional audits? All right, now we don't want to increase an entire burden to the businesses also, right? But I'll give you the perspective that why is operational audit being done. Next is how is it conducted? Detailed examination, detailed example of conducting the operational audit and its audit outcome. Okay, then who conducts it? Who are the professionals at the forefront who are conducting it? Then comes potential untapped opportunities for the operational audit in the job aspect as well as in the business domain. And then we will be concluding the session. Moving ahead, let's begin the introduction. So, operational audit is an entry to the realm where the numbers meet the narratives and the efficiency partners with the excellence. Now, what does this mean? We will understand it in the next slide. This is operational audit is unveiling, discovering, understanding the business brilliance beyond the finance. Now, business brilliance means understanding the intelligence of the business, just beyond going beyond the numbers and understanding why is it, how is it, what can we do to improvise it. All right, next. So it understands the situation behind the numbers. Now we are getting numbers. Well, we do auditing, we play with a lot of numbers. We know how to report it. You are the best experts in your own domain, I certainly know that. But why is that number like that? We are going to open that curtain, go behind it, and find out why the numbers are coming like that, where it should have been, why is it here, and how can we bridge the gap between it. So we do it by by dissecting, understanding each and every aspect of the operations of the business. All right, these numbers impact, you know, to go behind the numbers and how these numbers impact the efficiency, effectiveness, and the strategic alignment of the organization. Now you will be saying, what does this mean? If the organization is already efficient, we are already reporting the numbers. No. For example, if there are multiple departments in a particular company, I absolutely consider that one business is not a business is a team sport. All right, and it is divided into a lot of departments. There could be production department, there could be documentation, there could be, supply chain management, HR department, a lot of things. Even the smallest of the businesses needs to divide their responsibilities. They cannot run their business on their own. All right, so each department has their own targets set. Now if they are not being able to achieve their targets, why? For example, if they are, no, they have set the targets, they have all the resources also in their places, but still they are lagging behind with the numbers that they are able to see. So with this operational audit, we are going to go behind those things and behind the scenes to find out whys about it. All right, the whys and the hows and where we can improve to get down to that targets of our each and every department that we have set to produce the results that we have been actually aspiring for. All right, so it impacts the efficiency, it impacts the effectiveness, and how the strategic alignment means how you are combining, how you are aligning your strategic objectives with the organizational objectives by understanding the whys and the nuances of it. Right, moving ahead, it is going beyond the ticking of the boxes, just the simple verifications and the numerical presentations, reportings, whys, the risks, controls, all of this we are doing it on a conventional basis. We have become so jaded that we are not understanding how can we improve ourselves, because even if we are having so much of knowledge, so much of logics, so much of wealth of knowledge we have, but we are not able to use it. Why? Because we were never being given the lens to use it. So this operational audits is going to give you to upscale yourself in the professional careers. All right, so in this, it is just going beyond ticking the boxes. It's about ensuring that every aspect in the organizational ecosystem, that's what we were discussing, right? Every aspect in the organizational ecosystem, as in the symphony example that I had been giving you in the beginning, that is orchestra, when we are playing, it performs absolutely flawlessly. All right, they are the conductors because they help you as a catalyst. Operational audits helps as a catalyst towards the organizational excellence. All right, Now, what is operational audit? We have been discussing a lot of things. Now, actually understanding it word by word by actually coming into the business aspect. Now, business perspective. So, operational audit is a systematic examination of an organization's internal processes. Let's take an example of production department. Now, internal processes. How is that internal processes are being conducted? The operations of it, what are the systems, that is the ERP systems being used, or is it automated, how can it be improvised, performances of it, assessing the performances is depended on what targets were being set in production. What will you say? For example, the number of units that were supposed to be produced in particular week, in a particular month. All right, then assessing their efficiency, effectiveness, like the wastages, the costs being applied, and whether they are compliant with the organizational policies and procedures. Now, why here compliance is, certain industries have very stringent compliances. Example, we all know that pharmacy. Another could be, in the service oriented industry, we can take credit rating industry. Credit ratings are a highly regulated environment, where even the methodologies, their services, whatever models they use, they have to be very very strict and stringent and compliant to the organizational policies and procedure, as well as to the industry standards. If they are not, they are being penalized heavily. Same comes with the pharmaceutical sector. Again, it goes with the defense sector, and the arms and ammunitions. It can be anything, real estate sector also, the strength that it has, the earthquake proof, and a lot of things. So how a particular process is being carried, what can be done to improve the efficacy and efficiency, if there are any additional resources required to be deployed for the automation. Even after we will do, being a chartered accountant and the professionals in the finance career, we are going to do every decision after cost benefit analysis only. Cost benefit analysis is what is the cost being incurred versus the benefits that we are going to derive out of it. If it is not beneficial, the NPVs that we are going to, we will find out what a particular project is suitable or not by doing the NPV calculations, IRRs and everything. If we find out that yes, it is suitable, then we will go ahead. If not, what is the payback period? And if it is not, then we are going to come up with some other alternative. Is it that we are going to stop our improvisation or improvements or recommendations? No, we are going to find out another alternative for that. Now let's take an example, as I had given you already an example, but let's understand it in detail. Here, the production process of a shirt manufacturing company, we will understand. Ordering the raw materials, right from ordering the raw materials till the time taken for raw materials to reach the factory, then quality testing purpose, then processing, the wastages, the number of resources deployed. For example, if two couple of, for they have like 7-8 workers there for one machine. Now 2 workers are of no use, only they are just an extra additional wastage. Why? Then they can be shifted to some other department where they are falling short. It would be like packing department or the delivery department. So analysis of these small things can help you reduce the wastages and the leakages of your money, and help you be very competitive in this highly competitive environment. Now the time taken, now we will going to dissect it, how in a chronological manner, the time taken from one process to another and the wastages in between, how can it be improved, what is the production target, and whether it is able to meet it on the time, or whether it is able to meet it. If it is not, then why is that reason? Now, as I told you, we are going behind the curtain from the numbers. Now we are understanding that, we are doing the historical data analysis as with the audit, and we are finding out that this, for example, in a month 100 shirts were produced, but we were having a target of 150. We all have everything, all the resources are also there, but still we are not able to achieve that 150. Then understanding the reasons for it, variances of it, these all things are being actually not given so much of importance. We are just in a hurry to complete the audit at the deadlines, and even the businesses themselves do not have they do not place so much of importance. But if they do, they do not know what kind of wonderful results they are going to miss. They are missing it. Certain industries have already started doing that. The corporates are always way ahead. Why? Because they have all the access to the best of the resources. So we need to be upgrading ourselves, that how can we support the MSME sectors. Now MSME sector is really struggling, so we can be that lens for them. All right, now recommendations that helps to reduce the wastages and achieve excellence in the production process. So we understood that, we are wise, we are not able to understand it, then we are recommending it, how can we improve it and achieve the excellence of the organization in that one particular process. If one particular process now we have sorted it out, now we will go for the another process. For example, it could be like delivery department, it could be HR department, it could be supply chain management. Supply chain management could be the inventory management, right? Next is, now why we have been discussing a lot of stories about, I have been telling you that operational audit, it's this, that, this, I have been, telling you a lot of things. Now why is it conducted, why should an organization conduct, and why should you promote such kind of auditing? So because it has a lot of characteristics in it. That is, it gives you a specialized focus. Other audits like the internal and the statutory audits, they are not a very specialized focused audit, they are overall audits. They give you a overall macro level viewpoint of your the organizational performance on a basis of historical data. Here what we are doing is giving a specialized focus. Operational audits focuses on a particular areas of operations, such as production process, supply chain management, or the human resources. All right, these are the just examples I have given. Now this specialized focus requires a detailed examination, as we were being discussing before the functions being audited. Now identifying the opportunities of improvement, yes, it's always a continuous process of improving, right? We always say in theoretical languages that we need to keep ourselves improving and abreast with the competition, but how do we do that? Nobody tells that. So this operational audits can be an entry gate for all those things. Now the detailed nature of operational audit allows auditors to identify specific opportunities for improvements within the operational areas under examination. This can include recommendations for streamlining the processes, reducing the cost, and enhancing the overall performance. Streamlining the processes, for example, if there is any breakages in the process, wastages not being aligned, then how can we recommend it, how can we improve it? This is where the knowledge of our chartered accountancy, of our business excellence that we have been doing, practicing for all over the years, we have so much of knowledge that even the business owners might be not having. See, we are not the experts in their own domain, but we are the experts of the businesses, because we know the nuances of it, whys, hows, and where it is going. We know that as a third party what feedback we can give. The persons who are actually there in the business, they have become so jaded with it that they will not go get those perspective what you are getting as an outsider, because you have your own set of skills and expertise and knowledge. All right. Then risk management, the operation, this operational audit, why is it conducted? To channelize your risks, to help yourselves being prepared for any contingencies. Now risk management comes, and another is weaknesses. Now tell me something, let me ask you, do you know what is the difference between risk management and the weakness? Do you understand anything about risk management and the weakness? They sound to be very similar, but they are actually not similar. Anyone would like to answer for that? All right, so let's move ahead. What I'll do is risk management, operational audits, risk management. Let me take an example. For example, if you are ordering, a very important raw material for your company. Let's take it here, the fabric only for the shirt manufacturing company, but it's a very, a little value added kind of a raw material, and only one supplier is able to do that. So now, if that one particular supplier is not able to meet our demands on time, if they are not able to supply it on time, it can be any XYZ reasons. Third, if they ran into some financial difficulties, what are you going to do? Because you do not have any other suppliers available for your organization, you are going to stop your production, obviously, because they are the only single supplier. This is what is called as a risk, operational risk, that things can go wrong. How can you back up yourself? Plan B, contingency plan. Find out some other supplier on an immediate basis that you need to come up with, who can at least supply the exact same quality, or at least be similar, and you need to be sure that your customer is agreeing to that. All right, so this is risk. Now weakness, what do you mean by weakness? Weakness means, for example, you have ordered something from your supplier. Okay, now directly you did not even check it, and you have feeded the raw materials into the machines, and later on you found out that the fabrics were torn in between. Now if the fabrics are torn, even if the machines are going to weave it or knit it, they are not going to pay what you say, tailor it, right? They are not the sieving machines, right? So you need to be very sure about the quality testing. Now if your quality testing is poor, your production process is going to go, your unnecessary costs you have incurred, and the products are also not produced on a timely basis. Wastage of cost, resources, time, and even the customer is not happy because you cannot supply these such kind of goods. So this is called as a weakness. You are able to find out both the aspects with this operational audits. All right, so here I have given you risk management, that is, you understand the risk and how do you find out the solutions and come up with the areas of improvement to reduce the risk. All right, be ready for the contingencies. All right, then next is comprehensive analysis, it entire end-to-end comprehensive analysis right from the starting point till the ending point. All right, and understanding and aligning it with the departmental targets. So comprehensive analysis, it helps in assessing the compliance with the regulations and the policies. Compliance, definitely it has to adhere. If it is not adhering, entire department will be is going to being either penalized, and the entire company has to suffer because of that, or else that one particular process is lagging behind from the business, and they again need to be upgrading ourselves, that how can they align. So it this kind of operational audit, when one particular operations are taken at a time, they are being dissected and understood at each and every level. So comprehensive analysis they are being given. Okay, then overall effectiveness and efficiency of the processes, so that your organizational, it helps that particular department is helping perform its own objective, so that it is aiding towards completion of the organizational objectives. I hope I am clear. Next is moving ahead, informed decision making. Obviously, in this fast paced environment, such kind of insights which you get from one particular process will be helping you, a businessman, will be helping the management level so much, so that they are able to being they are ready to prepare themselves before any kind of mishaps happen, or any kind of changes happen in the market, right? So the recommendations, for example, if there is any wastages of resources, where I example I had told you before, that there were 7 to 8 workers in that one particular machine, but wherein only 6 workers were required, the 2 workers are being wasted, and your packing or the delivery department is already struggling for not having workers on time, and they are being running late. When this insights are available from one particular department, the management or the production department or the factory head, whoever is responsible, is able to channelize those resources to the right places. This is aligning the resources, reducing the cost, and making it to the optimum level usage. All right, then helps in the resource allocation, process implementation, and initiatives, and the helps in the initiatives. Now moving ahead, the benefits of operational audit. Now we have understood that why we do it, what is operational audit, how it can help you. Now what is the benefit? One benefit we have already understood, to channelize the resources. Now we will understand more in deeper with a deeper insights about it. Now efficiency improvement, how, for example, with that 2 workers we have reduced over there, disguised unemployment is reduced, our costing is reduced, and the delivery department is now having 2 additional resources wherein they can fulfill their objectives and their targets. Understood? So this is like the efficiency improvement and the cost reductions. Obviously now one department is now earlier there were 8 laborers salary that we used to add it to the production process, but now we were only going to add 6. Why? The other 2 was just a waste, they were not adding any values to it, and they were not even doing anything. Yeah, so for example, if the backup plan is there, then that is a separate story altogether. For example, there is absenteeism and all those things, so that is a separate story altogether that we need to take care of, having extra workers, or tie up with your contractors. That I am not taking here. That is something different thing that you need to be ready with. Here I am just on a plain vanilla basis, how just to make you, help you understand the example. I have given you this example, an insight, an idea. Now cost reductions and the risk mitigations, that safeguards the organization's future, infusing a culture of continuous improvement. With this continuous improvement, you will, as a business, as the management, will be one step ahead of the competition, and they can face it very well. All right. Now moving ahead, importance of the operational audit. Importance. Now we understood the benefits. Now importance. Now importance is that we have already given you that how they can be ahead of the organization. But let's just run through the slides and we'll get a better idea. Operational audit plays a very vital role in enhancing organizational efficiency, reducing the operational risks. The risks example which I had given you, where your organization is dependent highly on one particular supplier, and and how can you be ready with a backup plan. So you need to be well aware in advance before this mishap happens, that when this kind of, for example, now we are running it on a regular basis, we are just ordering it and the supplier is sending it, but one fine day they run into some difficulties, you have your backup plans being ready. You do not have to wait that everything goes haywire and then you are trying to find out. At that time nobody will help you also, because nobody has that insight and information also, because now things are going down the drain. You cannot sit and audit. You need to be well aware in advance only, right? So an operational audit empowers the organization to streamline the process, allocate the resources, and adapt the business changing environments, right? Now it provides the valuable insights that enables the organization to make the informed decision, optimize and make enable the organizations to make informed decision and make the processes very robust. Now why is it conducted? If we already do our regular internal and the statutory audits. Acha. So this we had been discussing about since the beginning, right? If we are already doing operational audit, why the businesses, will now undertake this kind of internal and the statutory audit? It has a lot of, deeper meaning, which is untapped, unheard, unexplored yet. So how the regular financial audits focus primarily on the monetary aspects, financial statements, presentation, compliances with the accounting standards. Operational audits, whereas operational audits are the operations focused audits. Now why I have written internal audits? Because this auditing is generally done by the internal departments. External auditors can also do based on their expertise, but when the internal audit department is already present in a particular company, it is their responsibility that with the overview of the auditing that they do, identifying governance, internal controls being performing regular on a regular basis, controls are correct, all those kind of inversely related, the controls should be stricter to reduce the risk, all those kind of things. But we need to focus, we need to have a laser focus towards the operations of the business and understanding the nitty-gritties and the nuances and how can we improve it. So that becomes the operational audit. So operational audits, when having focused on the business operations, becomes important and an additional aspect in the internal audit. It's a sub branch of the internal audit itself. All right. Now operational audits delve is deep dive into the operational aspects of the business, aiming to enhance the seamless performance excellence by identifying the areas of improvement, removing the bottlenecks. Removing the bottlenecks, for example, we have found out there are the hindrances that are going to there are those are happening. The processes are not aligned. For example, if there is a breakage in the system, that one particular department is not communicating properly, so we need to align those things and remove the bottlenecks so that seamless performances of the operations happen in the business flawlessly. All right, in a tactical manner. It is not a clean board rule that this for this is the solution, for this is the solution. No, every business is different, every situation is different, resources are different, for example, every brain is different. All right, and every situation is different. So it should be very tactical and suitable to that particular business. Okay, meaning now the operational audit is geared towards identifying the opportunities for improvements within the business operations. It specifically concentrates on the factors such as efficiency and effectiveness of the process, aiming to discover the avenues is the areas or the options for optimization and enhancement. Optimization, how? The cost optimization that we had given in our example, and enhancement is how we can improve it much better towards the targeted performance that we have been actually eyeing on and we have been striving for. All right, next is moving further. All right. Key differences in the objective of the operational versus the regular audits. Now, operational audits. Now, we all know about, internal and statutory audits. I'll not comment a bit, over that a lot. I'll just tell you in gist. All right. So, operational audit, as we have been now, studying for over like maybe half an hour or so, we are enhancing the efficiency and effectiveness of the operational process, whereas internal audit is providing the overall assurances, risk management and controlling processes. For example, whether the controls are running properly or not. If not, then what can be done to improve it. So it becomes a very a macro level auditing, whereas operational audit becomes a very very close knit audit with respect to operations of the business. Statutory audit, whereas it means that the financial statements are having a true and a fair view, where you are only giving your opinions and they are compliant with the relevant accounting standards or the gap, Ind AS, or whatever they are requiring to comply with. Now, we have been discussing now over many areas of how, what's and whys and everything. We have understood the benefits also, everything we have understood. But अब इसको करते कैसे हैं? What is there in this operational audit? कैसे करते हैं हम लोग? कैसे समझे? What to do? How to understand? So now we are understanding how is it conducted. Auditors evaluate various operational facets of the organization's workflow. Various facets is the various areas of the organizational workflows, including its management practices. For example, how is that process managed? All right. Then processes, from one process to another, what is the what is the what do you say, the stages that it passes through. Then comes the systems, what is being deployed over there in that particular department. Then comes the internal controls. For example, maker checker policy is just one example that I have given you. For example, the person who is responsible for the raw material department is not the person who is responsible for the output calculations also, right? Obviously, because they can play it over it, right? So they should be having the segregation of duties. So internal controls, then resource utilization. All right. The primary objective, now the primary objectives are to ensure that the resources are employed efficiently, risks are mitigated effectively, and the organization is operating in accordance with the applicable laws and regulations. So laws and regulations, obviously environmental policies are being followed or not. Then CSR activities are also there, that your emissions and carbon dioxides, everything are being under control, and what wastages processes, for example, what how your organization is letting out the wastages from their factories and all. Then comes your applicable laws and standards with respect to, for example, pharmaceutical organizations, how they are, abiding and adhering to the best practices of the safety, hygiene, and all of those things. All right, it includes hygiene as well. Next is Maggie ka example. We all know that what Maggie had gone through because of the hygiene levels only, and how they have come up more stronger, and changed their entire reputation and the brand perspective altogether. So it is one such example. Now, components of operational audit, it is continuation कि how is it done, ठीक है, करते कैसे है इसको. So process analysis, कैसे करते हैं इसको, we will start now. It is understanding and dissecting what is done to get down to the process of operational audit. Now, process analysis. Auditors analyze the workflow of the key operational processes to identify the bottlenecks. Bottlenecks is the problem areas. Inefficiencies, for example, excessive resources are not used properly, wastages are high, and areas of improvement. This involves the detailed examination of how tasks are initiated, executed, monitored because as in internal controls and the checkpoints, and how they are concluded, gets out of that department and then goes to the another department. Now, second comes is risk assessment, evaluating the organization's risk management policies. For example, that which I gave you, that one particular supplier be dependent hai, or be examples ho sakte. I am just giving you this one example. Some other example would be, you have made some specialized items for one particular customer, and that customer runs into some difficulty, or they back out of the contract. So I am into the business, I know about this kind of a pain. It is really disastrous. You need to be really sure that which kind of customers you are signing up for. All right. identifying the potential risks, and assessing the effectiveness of the existing controls, and helping the organization in safeguard the unforeseen challenges. Yes, this means, which I had been talking about, preparing yourself for the unforeseen challenges, preparing yourself for the contingencies. All right, so you should be ready with your plan B always. All right. Compliance verification, which I had been already talking about, that you should adhere to the prescribed policies, guidelines, and standards. Resource utilization, efficient use of resources, including the human capital, as we had already seen in our example. Technology, obviously technology excessive, for example AI driven बना दिया उसको, लेकिन but इतना requirement ही नहीं है. And they could have used such kind of technology in maybe the payment gateways, or the finance department, or maybe the documentation department, and how they are integrating it with the raw materials. But they have not done that, and they have kept it in the production department, which is not even requiring such kind of technology. It's of no use. All right. As technology and resources are there, it should be at the right time, right place, and right proportion of quantity. And for financial resources, obviously unnecessary leverage भी नहीं होना चाहिए. Unnecessary खुद का capital डाल दिया है, and it should be at striking the right balance of the financial resources. That means designing the appropriate capital for your business, to keep the costs also efficient and optimum for the business which is operating in that particular industry. Okay, it's a key focus of operational audit. Now, this involves assessing whether the resources are allocated optimally to achieve the organization's objective. ये सब इतना मेहनत हम लोग क्यों कर रहे हैं? To reach to that level of organization objectives, which we are not able to do because of some or the other hindrances, problems, or catches in the in the processes, which we need to find out and solve it. All right. Now, performance measurement. How are we going to assess the performance? For example, अगर एक employee, we are going to measure the performance. What we do is performance appraisal होता है उन लोग के लिए. So for example, now I want to understand that whether one particular department of the organization is performing well or not, तो उसका भी तो कोई performance appraisal metrics होगा, right? So it comes under performance metrics is designed on the basis of key performance indicators. उस department का क्या ऐसा performance indicator है, that department is judged, is analyzed, is measured on what grounds to assess whether that particular department is performing its objectives correctly, or it is having any it is lagging behind. So for example, in that of a production department, the number of shirts which I had been targeting for. In finance department, how much is the bad debts that they are trying to reduce it. Then in supply chain management, how much is the inventory that they had ordered, and what is the payment that they are doing it, all those kind of things, and how much is the deliveries that they are receiving. So everything is dependent on the key performance indicators. Inventory turnover ratio, all those kind of things are to be gauged, all this. So performance matrices is judged on the basis, is nothing else but the key performance indicators of that particular department. This involves this. Do not just ignore this. This is a very, very important point. This involves also comparing the actual performance, what we are achieving, versus the benchmarks and the industry best practices. If we do this and we find out the gap and bridge ourselves and align our processes to those areas, we are going to do the wonders and be ahead of the competition, which others are not able to do. This is called as exploiting the opportunities, finding out where we are going wrong and what can be done to be ahead of the competition. All right, be better than others. If we are not unique, we have to be better than others. Then let's take a case study. All right, case study मतलब एकदम very practical example I have come up with. So I think everybody might have at least once. I know today is like an online kind of a era, in online era, and nobody likes to step out of it after COVID. But still, एक बार तो कभी ना कभी कोई शॉप में हम लोग शॉपिंग करने गए होंगे. Let's take an example of a retail operations, retail industry, of a let's name it as ABC. You can consider it any brand. Okay, I have taken it in Mumbai. It can be anywhere. It can be anywhere. So objective is here, my objective to do the operational audit is to enhance the retail operations and the customer experience of ABC company in Mumbai. ठीक है, मेरा objective is clear that I want to enhance my customer experience and the retail operations. Now the key areas which I need to audit. ठीक है, अभी एक रिटेल शॉप में वी आर एंटरिंग एंड वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड आउट व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू गेज, वी आर गोइंग टू जस्ट window shop and then we are going to become a potential buyer, right? We are just like that. Now let's go inside a retail shop. What we are going to do as an auditor, you will see the store layout and merchandising, where what places, which products are kept, what products are kept, what is the fashion trends they are following versus what they are others are following. So in store layout and merchandising, store layout is where the aisles are kept, the shelves are kept, which product is kept in the front, which product is kept at the back. For example, let's take a clothes shopping, I'll take an example. So for example, you are entering into it, there are three sections, kids sections, women section, men's section. Which section you want to keep it at the front? This everything is involved in the store layout only. All right, store layout and merchandising, what will attract most of the customers to get at least inside it, and once they get inside it, they will window shop it, they will browse it, they will then land up buying. Right, some customers come with a perspective to buy only, but some customers are just roaming around, loitering around here and there, so they just enter into it. How to lure them? So with this kind of store layout, and I think the women section being at the forefront will help the shop owners to the best extent. I'm not stereotyping it, I'm just giving an example. Just moving ahead, so if auditors, then audit process, what is the audit process? So optimizing, so sorry, objective is here to optimize the store layout for the better customer shopping experience to increase sales. Ultimately what we are trying to do is here increase the sales. Then audit process is what? Evaluate the current store layout, okay, where we are right now, what is the product placement, and the merchandising strategies is like the the pricing, promotions, then the combination offers, all those kind of things are included in the merchandising strategies. Then identify the areas where the adjustments can be made to enhance the product visibility and encourage impulse purchases. सोचने का टाइम ही नहीं देने का, ऐसा इतना ब्यूटीफुल प्रमोशनल ऑफर्स दे कम अप विद दैट यू आर लाइक नहीं यार बाय तो कर ही लेते हैं यार, वी डोंट नो वेदर दिस ऑफर इज गोइंग टू कम अप अगेन और नॉट. यस, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज इम्पल्स परचेजेस. अर्जेंसी क्रिएट करना है, यू नीड टू बी सो एप्ट विथ योर स्ट्रेटजीज दैट दे यू एंड अप परचेजिंग ओनली विच यू नेवर हैड इवन थॉट अबाउट इट. राइट, then comes the inventory management and the stock levels. Inventory management, so inventory management in the fashion industry specifically, you never know when the fashion goes out of market, so you need to be very sure that how much quantity you are ordering. You do not want your store to be stock to have an experience of stock outs, versus do not want you are having a lot of overstocking. And overstocking is very dangerous for the business. Why? Because it stops the it blocks your working capital unnecessarily, loss of the potential sales, because the loss of potential sales in the aspect of stockouts. Like for example, you are not having your own size, उसमें कोई options नहीं मिल रहे, like for example one particular design you have liked but you are not getting the options of it, so it is like stockout kind of a position. And if you ask that whether it is going to come, they are like we don't know, so you are very disheartened at that point of time only. So this instances needs to be reduced. All right, loss of potential sales, then poor customer experience. Next time you will be like अरे इसके पास तो options ही नहीं होता है, they're very bad at options, so we'll rather try with some other brand. So this kind of things you need to avoid. All right, then comes the obsolete inventory, because overstocking हो गया, fashion out हो गया, it becomes of no use, nobody will take it, it will be then later on being sold to that the people who are resellers, या फिर जो rejected stocks होता है unnecessarily, आपने इतना premium पे you have purchased it and now you are selling it out for peanuts basically. So it's a loss for the company. You have to reduce it. The fashion trends go in and come out very fast, it's zap. All right, the audit process, what is the audit process? To analyze the inventory records, past performances. AI driven systems will really do wonders over here, because they will they can give you such kind of insightful data. See, data is without giving you any informations, or where you cannot derive any decisions. But when these datas are being channelized and in such a way wherein it helps you in decision making, it becomes very crucial informations. And AI driven softwares and strategies and the solutions can really do wonders for the businesses to, especially in such kind of businesses. All right, wherein they can analyze inventory records, see the past trends, the customer preferences, what is going faster, what is going less, slowly, and what is the price points being attractive, what strategies worked at that point of time in that month in the last year and versus in this year, what has changed. So all these kind of things are included in the efficient inventory management, such as, so to avoid such kind of stockouts and overstocking, we can go in for just in time inventory practice. This is just an example. We could come up with something other thing also, like um like particular stocks are, we are having a tie up with a particular supplier that ये particular stock अभी आ रहा है, फिर once we like it, we will give you a repeat order, and it should be completed within such short time only, so that we are not the gap between such kind of inventory getting over versus being refilled is not much. All right, so this is such kind of practices we need to follow for the inventory management. Then comes point of sale systems. Point of sale systems is that at the time of checkout, the barcode scanning that we are doing, how efficient that is, and it is integrated with the inventories. So that is very important. Now, for example, if you are getting into one particular shop, and you find out that उस पे द टैगिंग जब किया था, जब when you had taken that merchandise while you were purchasing, so it had like 50% off, but at the time when you are going for the checkout, it is like, oh, that offer is already gone only. So you will be frustrated as a customer, because ultimately your reason for buying was that it lured you for that promotional offers, but that is not updated in the system. It really frustrates the customers and disheartens it, and tells them, okay, no, I don't want to buy only. Next time you will be like, oh god, this kind of their system is really bad, I don't want to get over there, and I'll go with some other brand only, which is better. Second option could be that you want a particular inventory, you want particular item, where certain systems are so accurate and apt, wherein one code or one product name they enter, they will get an entire history database of it, whereas another system in another shop you are going there, and they are, for example, you go and find out that whether this item is available or not, and they will tell you, our person will go and check and then come back to you, and then you are standing over there sitting, okay, they will come to find out. So you don't want to waste your time. This efficiency should be there in the POS systems, the point of sale systems, that efficiently the promotions, the merchandises, and the inventories and the sales are so much so that efficiently linked that the customer's experience is enhanced, data recording is proper, and the speed at which it is done. See, it is also important that it is buffering, and it is not coming only, they are not able to pull out the data. So that's, the speed is also very important. Today everybody wants everything at the fingertips, and if you do not do it, they will either go it from somewhere else. The switching cost of between the competitors is very very less in such kind of industries, wherein the fashion industry and the retail sectors are involved, or else they can land up buying online also. All right, so accuracy of the sales data, recording, integration with the inventory management becomes very difficult. Identifying any technical issues buffer ho raha hai, it is just surfing only, browsing only, and then you have to recommend a system upgrade wherever necessary, so that the company can upscale their businesses, and overcome such kind of challenges, unnecessary challenges. Then comes customer service and staff training. Customer service and staff training is very very important. The staffs, the way they interact with the customers, gives an outlook of what that brand is all about, how well they treat their customers. And, or for example, they, the certain staffs are so what do you say, annoying and so disrespectful. It gives a very bad image. For example, if you go, I'm not saying please don't take, I'm just giving an example. For example, you enter into one brand called as pantaloons. I am not saying that this is my experience, I'm just giving you an example. You enter into pantaloons and you want to return it, but that person is saying that no, ye hoga hi nahi. But at the time when you had actually purchased that stuff, the person had told you that exchange offer is available within 7 days, and you have come well within 7 days, but that person who is available at the department of exchange, he is having that instructions that isko customers ko should we should not entertain the customers only for their exchange services. You will never ever go and buy with them. Why? Because online though, within aya, and you can return it immediately, no questions asked, hands down. right? So customer service and how cooperative they are for their customer, to make the customer shopping experiences absolutely flawless is very very important. So staff training should be done, and it should be a continuous process. एक बार कर दिया हो गया नहीं, it should be on a continuous basis. The staffs keep on coming and going, and their duties keep on changing, and rotations should also be there. One particular person is there at that point of time, and he's we don't know what they are trying to do with the customers. They should be having, one particular staff should be having an experience right from the time where the customer enters till the time they leave the showroom. So second is, for example, if the staff, for example, how can you increase the customer service? The persons who are there on the floor to help you guide through the picking of clothes. For example, I want size in this, I want pattern in this, they help you to find out. But if those persons are trained appropriately, and they can help you find out which style, what pattern suits you, that then your shopping experience becomes really wonderful. Why? Because that person has helped you throughout to find you, select those kind of product that you had been actually looking for. जो अपन खुद से अगर कर रहे हैं, व्हेन वी आर ट्राइंग टू फिगर आउट, अरे ये अरे वो अरे आई डोंट नो, आई हैव टू गो द ट्रायल रूम. सो वो करने से के जगह पे, वर्सेस द पर्सन हु इज देयर ऑन द फ्लोर हु इज हेल्पिंग यू थ्रू आउट for your, to make your shopping experience enhanced, it will definitely increase your sales. Customer will be so happy that they will end up buying whatever suits them with the kind of experience they are having, and plus they have made a loyal customer who will definitely come back again. Maybe that person, they might be looking for that person who was there at the floor, or else if everybody on that floor is trained in such a way, they will be making sure that this brand is so positive towards the customer, the approach is so amazing that I want to go over there only, and it is getting loyalties. All right, now in online presence, now yes, let's I was waiting for this point, so this point let's continue with ahead. Continue further. So digital presence and e-commerce integration is also important, right? The customers are not having an access to your, maybe some customer who is a very who has heard a lot about your brand and sitting in Delhi, and they want to order it, so they cannot come down to Mumbai. But e-commerce integration is the right play, the digital presence, social media promotions, offers, SEO, search engine optimization, all these things you do, to enhance the brand image, brand appearance in the online platforms is very important. Then in this kind of an atmosphere, AI driven, why am I focusing on AI driven, is because now the future is that only. Okay, future is AI driven technologies only. You cannot avoid it, but in fact, you can make the best use out of it, wherein it can help you upscale your business practices and be ahead of the competition. We are doing all these practices to be thriving towards the competition and be the survival of the fittest. All right, because in the fast paced environment, nobody waits for everyone, and the persons who are not able to adjust according to the environment, they are just washed out. So in this AI driven technologies, like for example, the customers are feeding in their systems, in the online systems, their age, their size, their preferences, then it combines it with the past orders, for example, whatever they have placed on the website, and accordingly they are showcasing the wonderful new products. All right, for the fashion trends, and it enhances their experiences. Now for example, they are not able to try the products online. All right, they are not able to try. The only factor which is missing in online shopping is that you cannot touch and feel and wear it. So with this AI driven technologies, wherein your already photo you have uploaded, okay, they might be adding your customer profiling, they would be doing, you have added your photo, now you have selected one particular item, how that item is being what you say, showcasing on you, how that particular item is looking on you, you are able to get that idea beforehand only, before you have placed the order. This will help to reduce your timing in placing the order. Then it reaches you, and then you're not happy with the product, and then you are returning it. It is beneficial for the company also, it is beneficial for us also, right? Beneficial for the company, why? Because they do not have to pay a lot of postages for returning and back and forth and all of these. So then comes is Yeah, so this kind of AI driven technologies really help you a lot for such kind of data driven decisions, and you can channelize your inventories and demands and the customer shopping experiences. All right, so seamless integration with the stores, physical stores also. Why? Because your inventories should be tallying in the online presence as well as in the physical deliveries. Then Acha, itna we have done so many areas we have audited. Now, what is the outcome that we are actually trying to get down to? So let's understand one by one. Now, earlier we had done the store layout and merchandising strategies that we had been actually trying to audit. Now we have recommended it. We have found out what are the gaps between it. So we are recommending it. We have rearranged the product displays. We have created a more intuitive is a very thoughtful process flow of the customers, for the customers. For example, tops हो गया, tops followed by kurtas followed by jeans followed by trousers, then plazos. And I am sorry, I'm just taking ladies example because my hands-on experience with that. Gents, you might be well aware, chinos are there, or maybe trousers are there, and XYZ. So this led to increased visibility of high margin items and improved overall shopping experiences. So we are doing all these things to increase the visibility of the high margin items. Not necessarily high margin items, I would say that all sort of items, the proper combinations should be there, that you want the high items, high margin items also to move along with the low margin items. You can club it, promotional offers, you can get it along and improve your customer shopping experiences. Customer is also happy, you are also happy, your inventory is moving, customer is happy that they have gotten a very good deal. Next is optimized inventory management, and implemented a more efficient inventory management system, reducing the stockouts and minimizing the holding cost, because it involves a lot of interest, to hold so much of inventories, where and later on you find out that the fashion has also gone out of stocking, right? And blocks your working capital unnecessarily. Then come point of sale enhancements, system enhancement, technical issues being resolved and addressed, and recommendations were given for the upgrades wherever necessary. This resulted in faster and accurate transaction processing, improving the efficiency at the checkout. Then enhanced customer experiences. Introduction of such kind of training programs resulted in improved customer service and increased customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is increased, that means a loyal customer base is increased. Loyal customer base is increased, that means the reputation has increased, and ultimately brand value has increased, and the repeat sales is going to increase. Okay, then word of mouth publicity is also there. Then last is, we were discussing about the digital presence. Enhanced online presence. Recommendations were implemented to improve the company's website, online ordering systems. We had integrate the AI driven decisions in also into this into our online placement systems. This integration of online and in-store operations were strengthened. To strengthen as in, we have come up with some solutions. We have made it very thoughtful, providing the customers with a seamless shopping experiences. All right, in conclusion, all of these exercises we have done, and overall now we have found out the audit outcomes also we have seen. So in conclusion, operational audit of ABC retail chain has resulted in the actionable recommendations. Actionable, that means actually we are able to perform it. We have given the recommendations with the kind of given the set of resources and the situation we are in and the circumstances we are in. It should not happen that we are suggesting something which is way out of our comfort zone, or we are not able to going to do that. If our recommendations are so much so that, then we have to alter it according to fit the customer's requirement. That is why it is called as very expert and customized kind of a service that we are offering for our businesses, to handhold them in and overcome such kind of struggles that they are facing. Right, and this has enhanced the retail operations, improved the customer experience, and contributed to increased sales and customer satisfaction. Moving ahead now, now it is coming up very your favorite parts are coming now. What is the professional opportunities? Now on a Saturday afternoon, after lunch or before lunch, you are sitting, some might be starving, or some might be telling me the session is so long, I am already hungry, or they might be in some sleep. But you guys, you all, all my viewers who are actually there present for this session, they are so much committed, convicted towards their professional career, that they want to be ahead and abreast and updated with the changes happening in the current environment. So that is why you are here, and this is the very interesting part that I had been asking you for everyone in the beginning to wait, because we are going to discuss the opportunities that is expected, that is going to be there in this operational auditing kind of a domain that we are all here to study. So who can conduct the professional sorry the operational audits, who are the professionals allowed, or who can conduct it? So internal auditors of the organization can conduct, the external auditors also can do it, subject to those all kind of that companies act all those restrictions, and that we have to take care of it. But external auditors having such kind of expertise, they can also take up such engagements. All right, the management consultancy firms, you might have seen that the big kind of corporate companies, they pay bomb to to such BCG, Boston Consultancy Group, McKinsey, and all those things. What do they do? They do all these things. They hire MBAs and CAs, and they are doing all these things. Why shouldn't we do? I am not I am saying that the conventional business practices are everybody is doing. We can be different from them by providing such kind of value added services to our customers. Okay, so no questions till now. I'm see, I am happy, but I am sad also. Either you are understanding everything, or you've not understood anything, or either my audiences are sleeping. I hope, please, nothing of that is happening, and everybody is getting at least takeaways from this kind of sessions. I really hope for that. If not today, you will understand. Maybe in upcoming days, you will have an idea that what lenses I am wearing, and versus where you are, and I can then this session can help you out. But anyways, we'll move ahead. So management consultancy firms and business consultants who is possessing the relevant expertise can undertake such projects. All right, next. Then business opportunities in the domain, नहीं, इसके पहले है job opportunities in the domain of operational audit. Job opportunities, like for example, as I told you before, that operational audits are the operations focused internal audit. Internal audits के तो बहुत openings, you can find it out every now and then. So every now and then, the thing is, but where we are lagging behind, because we are just as replaceable as possible. All right, we need to be having such difference, that why the company should hire you, and that value you are only going to show them. How? By being different from the audience, different from the masses. And this operational audit will give you that one upper edge to negotiate your terms with the companies. All right, now the professionals adept in the operational audit, the professionals who have experience in the operational audits, wield significant negotiating power during the job openings. Why you are able to negotiate it? Because you are bringing such kind of valuable insights that the management is actually dying to get. Reportings, black and white numbers, historical data presentation, everybody is doing. I'm not undermining anything. I am saying everybody is doing. But how are you bringing value to the company? Something different. If internal audit everybody is doing, लाखों opportunities है, and employee turnover भी बहुत है. But the companies will not miss you. Why? Because you are bringing such value added services in the operational audit department. This can be your ladder to and strategic ascent to your management levels. Why? Because management बोलेगा यार इसके पास में ऐसे ऐसे insights है that we have been actually wanting to strategize and alter our strategic objectives accordingly, right? Each and every department के बारे में this particular person is having so much of insights and is able to extract it in such a beautiful presentation manner that we are able to channelize our decision making accordingly and able to achieve the organization. We have been hearing that organizational objectives, we need to keep the organizational objective in forefront and then our objective. So ये सारी चीजें कैसे होती है? How do we do that? With this, all these kind of activities, all these kind of value additions that we have, and we give it to the management. So with this only you can stand out in your professional careers, right? So elevate beyond a role and embrace a strategic ascent to the broader prospects. All right, broader prospects, it could be like, management level, operational risk management, openings are also there. They pay you like really really well with the kind of operational risk assessment. If you do, like for example, the strategic planning, the contingency planning which I had been talking about, right? That you are ready with the plan B contingencies, what can go wrong, how you can manage it. All right, then seize these vast opportunities within the operational audit and be the architect of your own success. Nobody can stop you from being different, or nobody can stop you from gaining. Your knowledge is your own, nobody can take it. All right, so you need to know how you can exploit it commercially. Then ये हो गया job section. Now let's move ahead for the business section. All right, कि business वाले, how can they use this kind of beautiful concept of operational audit for upscaling their professional careers and the pay scales also, obviously. हम लोग इतना कर किसके लिए रहे हैं, right? So yeah, so moving ahead, specialized consultancy services. All right, specialized consultancy services दे सकते हैं हम लोग, wherein we, like for example, I am an independent business consultant. I can try to channelize my focus towards the operations of particular businesses. How can they improve it? And they will be paying me for that. Why? Because I am giving them those insights which they are not having it. See, I am not saying that I am the expert of their particular business, but I know that how they can improve their businesses. And how can they do? I can be with them as a support system for them wherever they are going wrong. Why? Because I have that abilities, knowledge, experiences, and hands-on experience. I'm not telling you that I am having just verbal experiences. No, no, no. I am saying that right now, currently, I'm just giving you my example. It's not about boasting about myself. I'm just giving you a basic example right now. I can just think it like that. So I'm a business head. I have been there. So ho sakta hai, me, my CEO who's there in that business, we are not getting that perspective, that vision that any other person is having, who is expert in their own domain, wherein they can find out the efficiencies, they can find out the problems in me. So feedback is very, that's why we always say that yes, that we should be always positive to the constructive feedbacks that we are getting, that will help us enhance ourselves, right? So operational audits, we can give the specialized consultancy services. I am saying, addressing all these things to our fellow chartered accountants, or the practitioner, the consultants, practitioners who are there in the market and who wants to be different and take the best benefit out of their existing practices. So this can be one of the areas. All right, then second is technology solutions. Technology solutions is like they can develop or provide technology solutions that streamline the operational audit process. Example, point of sale services का example ले लो, कि पॉइंट ऑफ सेल सर्विस में हम लोग ने एक एग्जांपल दिया, ऑलराइट, कि हाउ व्हाट इज द टेक्निकल ग्लिचेस ओवर देयर, द ब्राउजिंग स्पीड हो गया, देन इन्वेंट्री के साथ में इट इज इंटीग्रेटेड और नॉट. So a lot of things are there, right? So you can help them handhold the businesses to develop such kind of technologies. Obviously, if you have such kind of technological background, to help them develop such kind of processes, and internal controls भी आप ही डाल सकते हो, right? So that they are not having any issues later on. Obviously we say that it is, and what you say, the khud ka, we are auditing our own processes and all that kind of thing is separately, we are not going over there. But because we have all those experience and expertise and the technological background clubbed with that, which is a very amazing concept, amazing combination, the technical plus the technological, we can explore it to the best extent. All right, moving ahead, it is what other things we can do is outsourced audit services. Outsourced audit services वही specialized consultancy services. It's just that कि मैं in-house नहीं हूँ, they have considered me as an external expert. For example, the clients that you are serving right now, you can think about it, sit with them. For example, you have been auditing them for like decades, for a decade now. I'm just giving a rough ballpark figure, for a decade. So how can you improve the services with them? You can enhance your business strength and also be paid for that. External audit, everybody is doing tax returns, ठीक है, आप देख रहे हो, everything you are doing, taking care of नोटिस एंड अपील्स भी कर रहे हो. बट आउटसोर्स ऑडिट सर्विसेज अगर आपने इस डोमेन में ले लिया, क्योंकि अब आपको वो कंपनी के बारे में सब कुछ ही पता होगा, व्हाट रॉ मटेरियल्स दे आर डूइंग, व्हाट इज द प्रॉफिट दैट दे आर गेटिंग, व्हाट इज द जीपी, एवरीथिंग, एंड व्हाट दे कैन डू टू इम्प्रूव देमसेल्व्स, यू वुड बी द बेस्ट जज आउट ऑफ इट. ऑलराइट, देन कम्स द ऑपरेशनल एफिशिएंसी वर्कशॉप्स. You can take such kind of workshops, educate people जो मैंने outsourced audit services के लिए, for example, if you don't want to take these services, you can give such kind of workshop seminar to the people, so that the people who have the abilities to do, they can do it with the kind of insights that you are sharing to them. All right, next comes is integration with the enterprise risk management is like providing them the comprehensive approach to risk assessment and mitigation. जैसे we have discussed about going stockouts, going overstocking. So we have to set a bar target that industry trends में past ऐसा हुआ है, we are doing so much placement of the orders. How can we improve it? What can be done to where we can put a benchmark, where to stop. All these things are included in the enterprise risk management policies and procedures, and make sure that it is actually being followed, so that things we are trying to stop those things before things are going haywire, right? So that is why we are here, right? To help them before they go anything goes wrong, right? Because we are able to understand their situation much better and in advance before they are able to do that. Why? Because they are jaded into the systems. They are jaded as in they are ingrained ho chuka hai whatever they are doing on a daily basis, right? Now specialized niche audits, for niche audits as in you can pick one particular sector. For example, now you are practicing, like you have been practicing for so many years, you have gained an experience in maybe pharmaceutical industry or cybersecurity or environmental areas. So use those areas. Now you know every nitty-gritties of these because you have had an hands-on experience in such kind of companies. Real estate can also be one of those areas, and help them with the operational efficiency guidance. If now you are the subject expert, what I will say. All right, now I have explained you everything. So next is continuous improvement program. Continuous improvement program is you can sign up with your customers, with your clients to as a mentor, where you can keep them upgrading themselves with the improvements that is needed for the support programs, help the business implement any recommendations that you have given, or if they have taken the audits from you or from anybody else. If they have taken any operational audits and now they have the recommendations, they can come down to you, wherein you can help them implement it and track the progress over time. All right, then comes performance benchmarking. जो मैंने बोला था, that means key performance indicators. You always judge the particular department or either a human capital as in the employees or the resources, on the basis of their performance comes out of the key performance indicators. So developing the benchmarking services. For example, इस particular industry में if you are into textile industry, I'll just take an example of the textile industry. All right, because I'm belonging to there, so I'll be in a better position to give you that better example. In a textile industry, in being in the shirt manufacturing company generally of your scale with such kind of given resources is able to manage 150, for example, I'm just giving a random figure, 150 shirts in 1 month. All right, so how you are not able to achieve that 150 shirts, or you are just able to do only 100? This is like, if it would have been 140 or 145, it is still manageable. All right, it is like you are nearby the target, but the percentage of the variance is very high. So performance benchmarking, you can help them understand what is the industry best practices, what they are doing, how can they help themselves improve. All right, with the kind of as I had already given the process, how will you do it, each and every aspect we will dissect it and understand where is the wastage, efficiency, efficacy, additional resources deployment, with the cost benefit analysis, obviously. All right, industry, and they can help themselves against the industry standards and the competitors, how their competitors are able to achieve and why they are not able to achieve it. All right, providing the valuable insights. Then comes the green audits. Now green audits is what? So now everything is sustainable, environmental, everything, so we can be in that trend, we can help to capitalize, we can use those trends to capitalize it, commercialize it, and exploit it for our own benefits. How can we, for our own benefits as in the benefits of the companies, right? We are here to help the companies and also upscale ourselves in professional domain. So offering the audits focused on environmental friendly practices, what the companies can do for their wastage letting out process. These days recycling is now becoming a next big thing. You see these bottles, the plastic bottles that we are using, they are actually being collected, they are recycled, and from them that also now the fabrics have been started to be processed and made. So you understand the recycle industry is not small, and just not the recycle yarns or threads in the market. With the PET bottles being crushed, the PET flakes are made. From PET flakes, the yarns are made, and from yarns, the fabrics are made, and from fabrics, the shirts and the garments are made. So you can help the industries understand with the environmental friendly practices, helping the businesses align with eco-friendly standards for their improvement. Right, so lot of areas I have given you for exploring your professional domains. Then comes now towards the end of the session. I'll not hold you guys any more. I think we have had a long session. We have understood a lot of insights. We have, I hope you have have a lot of takeaways from this session. So in conclusion, I would like to say that operational audits are just not a checkbox or in the audit process, which is actually what we are, famous for. That audit kya hai? Tick 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 hi to hai. No, it is not like that. Now we are giving them a higher vision, increasing our viewpoints. Our respect in the market has gone. We are respected, that is true. I am not just giving anything else. I'm just telling you that that this process is just so common these days, and it has become so conventional that it has lost its respect. How can we develop the gain those respect again? So with this operational auditing kind of techniques that we have studied today, so they are the keys to unlock the organization full potentials, and you are helping them with that. then comes then comes is we are the architects of the financial symphonies again, which I had told you. Every aspect is performing to its brilliance and excellence level. All right, so let's continue to we are just not the number crunchers, we are the architects of the financial symphonies. Let's continue to refine our skills and embrace the challenges and contribute the operational brilliance to the organizations we serve. So thanking you all, and I hope you liked it, and I'm getting such complimentary feedbacks. Thank you so much. My contribution to help public people gain certain insights. Small contribution from my end. Thank you so much for such wonderful words. Looking forward to meeting you all again with some other with some other topic. I'll definitely try to come up with. You can also suggest me something. I'll definitely come up and help you share certain insights with my best, to the best of my knowledge. And thank you. So signing off. Thank you for listening to me patiently. And looking forward to meeting you all again. Wishing you all a very happy New Year and a happy Diwali. Thank you so much. Thank you.